For centuries, we've pictured Saturn as the serene crown jewel of the solar system, a golden, peaceful giant framed by perfect eternal rings. But that postcard image, it's a trap. Saturn is a beautiful liar. Listen to that. That eerie alien screech isn't from a sci-fi movie. That is the actual sound of the planet screaming into the void. Behind that elegant halo is a world of impossible contradictions. A planet light enough to float in water, yet violent enough to flame moons alive. We sent a detective to this crime scene, and it had to die to tell us the truth. Cassini's mission didn't just give us photos, it gave us an autopsy, and the horror starts at the very top. Head straight to Saturn's North Pole, and you'll find a feature that shouldn't exist. Nature does not do perfect geometry in chaotic fluids. It's messy, unpredictable, and violent. Except here. At Saturn's North Pole sits a perfectly stable six-sided storm, the Hexagon. This isn't just a quirky cloud, it's a massive jet stream, and each side of this hexagon is wider than the entire planet Earth. Inside it, a monstrous vortex spins at the center, a hurricane eye 50 times larger than any storm on Earth. But here is where the mystery deepens. Cassini discovered that this isn't the shallow weather pattern. It is a monolithic 300-mile deep tower of rotating gas. It's a 3D structure that pierces into the planet's interior like a jagged gear. Even weirder, the hexagon changes color. When Cassini first arrived, the pole was a deep, chilling blue, but as the Saturnian years passed and the sun hit the pole, the entire geometric shape shifted into a vivid golden orange. It's a seasonal chemistry lab on a planetary scale. Scientists have tried to replicate this in spinning water tanks, finding that when different layers of fluid move at different speeds, these polygons can emerge. But on Saturn, the ball bearings of the storm are invisible whirlpools, pinning the jet stream into a rigid hexagonal cage that has likely been screaming for centuries. The rings. From Earth, they look like solid, smooth tracks of ice. Up close, it's pure chaos, a high-speed cosmic blizzard. Billions of ice chunks and rocks ranging from the size of a grain of sand to the size of a house orbit at thousands of kilometers per hour. These aren't just random rocks, they're 99% pure water ice, shimmering with a crystalline brilliance. If these rings were ancient, 4 billion years old, they would be dirty. Billions of years of cosmic dust and micrometeorite soot should have turned them dark and dull. The fact that they're so bright and pristine is the smoking gun of a recent violent cosmic event. For decades, the origin of this halo was a mystery, but Cassini's data has pointed to a chilling conclusion: a planetary murder. Scientists believe that roughly 160 million years ago, just as dinosaurs were beginning their reign on Earth, Saturn hosted an additional icy moon we call Chrysalis. For billions of years, it orbited peacefully, until a gravitational tug-of-war with Saturn's largest moon, Titan, destabilized its path. Chrysalis was pushed inward, spiraling towards its doom. It eventually crossed the Roche limit, the invisible, fatal boundary where Saturn's gravitational pull on the near side of the moon became stronger than the moon's own internal gravity holding it together. Saturn didn't just swallow Chrysalis, it flayed it. The immense tidal forces ripped the moon's icy crust away from its rocky core, pulverizing 17 trillion tons of ice, and smeared the remains across the sky. Those beautiful rings, they're the floating shrapnel of a dead world, the shattered bones of a moon that wandered too close. As Cassini wove through this graveyard, it spotted shepherd moons, tiny, jagged rocks like Prometheus and Pandora that act like cosmic border patrol. Their gravity sculpts the rings, pulling loose particles back into line. But their influence creates eerie beauty too. They kick up massive vertical peaks of ice that tower 2 miles high, casting long, haunting shadows across the ring plane. like the jagged skyline of a frozen city. But the tragedy of Chrysalis is reaching its final chapter. We now know about ring rain. Saturn's magnetic field is literally electrifying the ice. Once charged, these particles are caught by magnetic ley lines and dragged down into the atmosphere. It's a torrential downpour of an Olympic-sized swimming pool's worth of ice every 30 minutes. We're witnessing the slow-motion dissolution of a masterpiece. We live in a golden hour of astronomy. In a few million years, the evidence of the murder will be gone, and Saturn will once again be a naked, lonely giant. Look past the rings, and Saturn itself becomes even more unsettling. This is a planet with 95 times Earth's mass, yet composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, the lightest elements in the universe. Its low density means that, in theory, it could float. But in reality, Saturn is anything but gentle. Its rapid rotation, just 10.7 hours per day, generates extreme centrifugal forces. The equator bulges outward by nearly 10%. If you could hover over Saturn's cloud tops, you would notice something strange. Gravity isn't uniform. At the equator, you would weigh less than at the poles. And those clouds? There aren't static layers. They're stacked systems of ammonia ice, ammonium hydrosulfide, and deeper water clouds all moving in opposite directions. Jet streams slice across the planet, creating banded patterns similar to Jupiter, but faster, smoother, more deceptive. Usually, Saturn appears visually calmer than Jupiter because its atmospheric contrasts are muted. The violence is hidden beneath softer colors. But every 30 years or so, once every Saturnian year, this mask of tranquility is shattered by the Great White Spot. This is a planetary-scale superstorm, a massive eruption of ammonia-rich clouds that bubbles up from the depths. These storms can grow large enough to encircle the entire planet, stretching for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. They represent a convulsive release of internal energy, yet the exact mechanism that triggers such a precise generational cycle of chaos remains a mystery. But the real mystery lies below. As you descend, pressure rises so dramatically that hydrogen gas is compressed into liquid, and then into metallic hydrogen, a phase where electrons move freely, generating powerful electrical currents. This is what powers Saturn's magnetic field. And yet, Saturn's magnetic field is bizarrely perfect. Unlike Earth or Jupiter, its magnetic axis is almost perfectly aligned with its rotation axis. No tilt, no wobble. This shouldn't happen. Our models rely on asymmetry to explain magnet generation. Saturn doesn't cooperate. And then there's the heat problem. Saturn emits nearly twice as much energy as it receives from the Sun. That excess energy has to come from somewhere. One leading theory is helium rain, where helium separates from hydrogen deep inside the planet, forming droplets that fall inward under gravity. As they descend, they release gravitational potential energy as heat. It's a slow-motion energy cascade happening deep beneath the clouds. But even that doesn't fully explain the observations, which means something inside Saturn is still missing from our understanding. The Cassini spacecraft is one of the greatest mechanical heroes in human history. For 13 years, it was our eyes and ears in the dark. It didn't just take photos, it performed a deep space miracle. When it flew past the moon Enceladus, it discovered giant white plumes of water vapor erupting from the surface. Cassini didn't just watch from a distance, it dove through those plumes and tasted the spray, finding organic molecules and proving that a warm, salty ocean hides beneath the ice. It turned a cold rock into the most promising place to look for alien life. By 2017, the detective was running out of fuel. NASA made the heartbreaking decision to commit the grand finale. Cassini was ordered to dive 22 times through the 1,200-mile gap between the rings and the planet, a suicide run into the unknown. On its final day, September 15th, Cassini plunged at 77,000 miles per hour. It fought until the very end, firing its thrusters at 100% capacity to keep its antenna pointed at Earth, whispering the final secrets of Saturn's chemistry as it melted. It didn't just crash, it was assimilated. The atoms of the machine that taught us about the rings are now part of the planet itself. Put it all together. A giant light enough to float, yet strong enough to murder its own moons. A system born from recent violence, whose beautiful rings are actively fading away. An impossible geometric storm. An internal engine we can't fully explain. Every time we upgrade our understanding, Saturn upgrades its mystery.